Talofa, everyone, and thank you for joining us for today's Adventure the Samoan Way webinar. We are very excited to be joined by two of our operators in Samoa, joining us bright and early from Apia. We do have Manoa Tours as well as Litiasini Beach Resort joining us today to talk to you about what you can offer your clients when you send them down to Samoa to tour with these guys. Now, before we get started, just a couple of housekeeping. So if you are new to the webinars, this is just a reminder that you are on mute during the presentation. So if you do need to speak with us, you can enter it in the chat box, and I'll be able to see that. If you have questions for the presenters, you can enter that in the question box, and we will get to those at the end of the presentation. Also, just as a reminder, the webinar is recorded, so we will be sure to send the link after the presentation as well if you'd like to rewatch it or share it with any of the other members of your team in the office and or your clients if they are heading down to Samoa. With that, we'll dive right in, and I'll give you a little bit of an overview about where Samoa is, how to get there, and what it can offer your clients. So Samoa is located in the heart of the South Pacific, halfway between Hawaii and New Zealand. So you'll see it circled in red on your screen here. Flight times, it is about 5 hours from Honolulu, just about 4 from Auckland, and about 2.5 hours from Fiji, or about 25 minutes from American Samoa by flight. So it's very well located in the South Pacific. Great standalone destination or fantastic dual destination for clients looking to visit a few different areas and countries in the South Pacific. Of course, airline partners are Virgin Samoa, which operates out of Australia, Air New Zealand out of New Zealand, and Fiji Airways out of Hawaii and Fiji. In regards to the islands of Samoa itself, there are 10 islands that make up the country, 5 of which are inhabited, but our 2 main islands you can see here are Big Island of Savaii and the main island of Upolu. Now you'll see the airplane located on the northwest corner of Upolu, and that is the international airport. So Faleolo International Airport is where your clients will be landing when they arrive in Samoa. Apia, which is the capital, you'll see the word Upolu just above the P. There's kind of a cross section of multiple roads. That's where you're going to find the capital of Apia. Now, if clients are staying on the south coast near Lalumanu Beach, which is down on the southeast tip of the island, it will take about an hour-and-a-half transfer by car to get there. So it is important to keep in mind if you do have clients arriving on really early or really late flights, that you pre-arrange a transfer for them to make it as seamless as possible. To get between the 2 main islands, there is a ferry that runs between multiple times daily. It's about an hour crossing, and if you are booking your clients on the ferry, I highly recommend that you book them in business class. Now, this is for a couple of reasons. One being that the business class ferry is a slightly larger ship, so it's a more comfortable crossing. And secondly, business class is an indoor seated area with air conditioning with light refreshments served as well. In regards to currency and visas, visa is no cost and issued on arrival. Your clients just need a valid passport onward of 6 months. They get stamped at the airport on arrival, no hassle, and start their vacation immediately. The currency in Samoa is the Samoan tala. Now, the current exchange rate for the US dollar, it's $1 US, and it's just about 2.6 tala. For Canadian dollars, 1 Canadian is just about 2 Western Samoan tala. So fantastic exchange rate. If you have clients, they basically land in Samoa, and it's better than Vegas because they land and double their money. And it really is fantastic value for money in the country as well. Now, getting into why your clients are going to go here. So, of course, being an island, your clients are going to want to enjoy that fantastic shoreline. And that's where you're going to hear from Manoa Tours soon. And they offer some brilliant experiences for your clients to really enjoy that crystal blue water. Of course, you can do kayaking is included in most deluxe property fees as the non-motorized water sports such as snorkeling gear as well. So they're able to get straight out on the water and enjoy that beautiful landscape. The other thing Samoa is known for is their culture. It is an absolutely fantastic culture, very vibrant. No matter where you're staying on the islands, your clients are going to have that authentic experience. Most likely, they're going to see it at a Fia night, which are the cultural evenings, and they're held throughout the islands at most of the properties, usually once a week. So at time of booking, be sure to inquire with the properties just to be sure your clients, if they are there, can have that built into their stay. So they'll witness a lot of the dancing, of course, the fire knife dancing, which originated in Samoa. So it's absolutely spectacular. They really are incredible. So I highly recommend your clients fit in a night here. The other option is if clients are staying near town or the nights that they're in Samoa, their resort does not have a Fia evening, they can head into the capital of Apia and visit the cultural village. And there they'll see a number of different demonstrations from tapa cloth making to traditional Samoan tattooing, dance, you name it. There's some fantastic experiences there as well. Again, with the water, snorkeling and diving is an option in Samoa as well. There are two main dive operators, one on the island of Savaii, which is called Dive Savaii, and it's located across the street from Lelangoto, which is one of the deluxe properties on the north coast. And over on Upolu, you have Aqua Samoa, and they're located near the Sheraton Aggie Grays Lagoon Resort near the airport. So if you do have clients interested in dive, there are some options on both of the islands for them as well. Otherwise, there are a number of snorkel points no matter where they are staying in Samoa. And as mentioned earlier as well, kayaking is included with most deluxe properties, and it's a fantastic way to get out and explore the water. If they don't want to be in the water, they can be right on top. So I'll let the guys talk to you shortly about surf as well, so I won't steal their thunder because they're much better surfers than I myself, but Samoa is definitely a brilliant surf destination as well. I did mention dive, so this is actually on Savaii here, getting ready to head out. You can dive a lot of times straight from shore as well, which is great. Now the beaches in Samoa, so of course clients will want to be in the water, but on land they can enjoy these fantastic white sand beaches. So this is Lalumanu Beach with that iconic leaning palm. Now Lalumanu is by far one of the most beautiful and pristine beaches in the South Pacific Islands. And just to give you an idea of what it looks like with a crowd, I took this picture the last time I was there, which was just a few weeks ago, and it's a little bit of reverse culture shock coming from the U.S. and the Caribbean. When you get down to Samoa, it really is uncrowded. Your clients really have the run of the beach, which is absolutely fantastic, and they really get to enjoy themselves. On the adventure side of things, there is the Tausua Ocean Trench, which I recommend for any traveler visiting to Samoa. Not far from Lalumanu Beach, clients can head to this 90-foot ocean trench and dive right in. Now, the trench rises and falls with the tide, so the levels of the water do change throughout the day. So during high tide, you can jump from the ladder and really get adventurous. During low tide, you can pretty much stand up the whole way through the trench. And for those that are feeling a little bit of an adrenaline adventure, they can actually head out underneath the lava field that connects the trench to open ocean. So it's a pretty unique experience and well worth a visit. Now the only way to get in here is up and down this ladder, so it will require a moderate level of activity if they are going down in the trench. If they're just visiting the trench, having a nice picnic with the beautiful gardens that surround it as well, they're of course more than welcome to do that, and that is open to any activity level. On Savaii, there are some fantastic blowholes that just really showcase the magnitude and the power of the ocean on that part of the island. So you go from really calm crystal lagoons to these really wild landscapes as well. Everything about Samoa is enjoying nature, enjoying the raw power of nature. It's absolutely spectacular, really beautiful and pristine, very much untouristy but tourist friendly. So it's really the best of both worlds. Now for clients that want to head out of the main islands, So the middle island you see here is Manono Island, and there's nothing that's on Manono Island that's not indigenous to Samoa. So clients can head out here, have an experience with a local chief and a local family, get a nice cultural experience in an extremely beautiful setting, then head out in the small island at the bottom of the screen you'll see here. They could actually head there for a picnic after their cultural tour, and it's an uninhabited island, which means your clients have basically a private island for lunch, which is spectacular, and there's some great little reefs off that island as well. I've done it, and it is by far one of the most memorable experiences. It really is quite a unique way to explore Samoa. On the interior, you have fantastic waterfalls and hiking trails, canopy walks as well. So for clients that want to head into the interior of the island, there are quite a few options here as well. But again, as you can see, very much nature-based. For those that want a little bit of the colonial culture of Samoa, they can head to Villa Vailima. And Villa Vailima is the former home of famous author Robert Louis Stevenson, who you may know wrote Treasured Island, Kidnapped, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So quite a renowned author. He actually spent his final years in Samoa, and he's buried just behind his home at the top of Mount Vaya as well. The museum is a spectacular experience. I highly recommend clients check it out. Not only does it give you a glimpse into the history of this famous author's life, but also really shows how the Samoan people have maintained their culture, and he's very well respected to this day as well. Now for accommodation, there's a number of accommodation in Samoa ranging from deluxe property, which are 4- and 5-star properties, through superior all the way down to beach follies. Now beach follies are essentially in Fiji, of course, if you're familiar with Fiji, you have the bure. Well, in Samoa, you have the fale. And it's an elevated platform, usually with a mattress and mosquito netting, palm frond windows or walls that can be pulled down, and a thatched roof. Now, traditionally, there are no walls on fales, but of course, in this day and age, they can go from a very standard basic fale on the beach all the way up to an overwater bungalow fale at Coconuts. So there really is everything in between if they want that Samoan feel, but really want an upgraded experience, or if they want to go bare bones and really experience the authentic fales. And of course, everything in between with hotels, motels, 5-star properties, resorts, it's all there. But with that, I'm going to hand it over to our friends at Manoa Tours, and they're going to talk to you about all of their fantastic options for your clients when they visit them. And I mentioned Coconuts with the overwater bungalows before as well, and they're actually based out of that property. So if you do have any specific questions on Coconuts property itself, definitely feel free to reach out to me. I'm of course more than happy to answer those questions. But with that, I'm going to hand it over to Galen and Neil, and they're going to take you through the experience that they can offer your clients. So guys, over to you.
Thanks, Amanda. So I'm Galen, and I'm here with Neil.
Hello, Falaba.
And we operate Manoa Tours, which is a water sports business on the south coast of Upolu. So we offer a variety of niche market activities for travelers and locals alike. We're located, like Amanda said, we're located at Coconuts Resort on the south coast near Siumu Village. So it's a great location, nice beaches, and it's a good spot in a wave-rich area along the south coast for our surfing activities, and offers some good snorkel destinations as well. We have been around for quite a few years, and we have a large number of repeat guests. We've found that we've been actually pleasantly surprised by the number of repeat guests that have been coming year after year, whether it's families coming back for snorkel and turtle tours or surfers coming back year after year. We've been pretty pleasantly surprised by that. Offer activities, so we're able to network with all of the accommodations on island, Holu, and then head out with us for activities. And we are excited to say that we've been ranked #1 on TripAdvisor for things to do in Samoa for quite some time now, so that's exciting for us. We offer surf transfers daily. So we just head out to whatever spot on Upolu Island is the best each day, depending on the wind, the tide, and the swell. Neil is our surf guide, and he's been surfing in Samoa for over 15 years, I think, right, Neil?
Yep.
And surfing in general for 35 years, something like that. So for quite a while. So our guests get a great experience when heading out with him for surfs. We also offer learn to surf lessons for families, for beginners. So that's been a great program for us. Along the south coast, there's some really great snorkel destinations. So we also offer snorkel tours. Along with snorkel tours, we're also offering turtle tours and boat trips now. I think families coming to Samoa are interested in snorkeling, but everybody wants to see the turtles. And we're also offering hiking treks, so to a few different destinations around Upolu Islands. And then again, our turtle tours over the past few years because everybody with kids wants to come and see the turtles, so that's something that we're a new sort of program that's also taken off that Neil can speak a little bit on is something that has kind of fallen into place with a lot of our repeat guests, something that we're calling Stoke a Local program. And Neil has been teaching a lot of kids to surf over the years, and a lot of our repeat guests like to bring extra surfboards and then they end up leaving them behind. So we then donate those to the local villages and then teach them how to surf. So that's been a really cool program. And a lot of our repeat guests then know about that and bring an extra surfboard to bring behind. Yeah, Neil. Okay. And then, sorry, Amanda, I'm not sure what slide we're on now.
No worries. You're just here on your contact slide with a great photo of the boat.
Oh, okay. Perfect then. So that's where we'll just end it. If anybody has any questions, we can either answer those now or at the end, whatever you prefer.
Fantastic. So thank you so much, guys. If you do have questions for Manoa Tours, please feel free to enter them into the question box. One thing I just want to point out, which is fantastic that they do, is they do learn to surf lessons, which in Samoa, at a lot of the surf properties, it is really geared toward those surfers that come with their own boards and really go out and surf independently. So it's a great option to, if you do have clients that want to learn to surf, or if you have a surfer that has a partner that's not as confident, they can do surfing as well on a learn to surf style basis. So that's something that Manoa Tour offers that really sets them apart for the other surf operators in Samoa. So just wanted to make sure you guys just take note of that briefly. And of course, if you do have additional questions for Galen and Neil, we're happy to get to those at the end of the presentation. But with that, I'm going to hand it over to Tia, who's joining us to speak about Litiasini Beach Resort down by Laumanu Beach, which is that stunning leaning palm tree beach you saw earlier. So without any more delay, Tia, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Thanks, Amanda. Talofa and warm greetings from Litiasini Beach Resort. Litiasini is an enchanting Samoan holiday experience that celebrates traditional island culture in the beautiful atmosphere of Laumanu Beach. Litiasini is not just about holidaying Samoa on a white sand beach, soaking up the island sun in a setting as perfect as a postcard paradise. Sure, you get to do that, but it is an added bonus of what is sure to be an adventure of a lifetime. Traditional Samoan culture, also known as Fa'asamoa, remains strong in our nation with culture connected with day-to-day life. Community, people, and family are very important, and at Litiasini, we want to share this with all our guests who come to stay. We strive to make everyone feel welcome and at home because Litia is our home. The Litiasini experience is all about Samoa, not just a tropical destination, but a place of wonder, opportunity, and acceptance. Litia's Beach is famous of its snorkeling, scuba diving, and other water activities in the clear blue Lalomanu waters. On the playing beach volleyball, a game of pool darts, or table tennis, including tremendous adventurous mountain hikes or guided day tours out to the incredible Tointonginga waterfall. We offer transport and tour guides for private tours and bus excursions so that you get expert local knowledge of Samoa. Back at the resort, we will teach you the art, cuisine, and culture of Samoa. Every Friday, we hold a Fiafia night where we showcase our Samoan dance and heritage. Litiasini Beach Resort is located on Lalomanu Beach, which is on the south coast of Upolu Island. A 1-hour drive from Apia and a 2-hour scenic drive from Faleolo International Airport. We offer airport transfers where we can pick you up from Faleolo International Airport and bring you to Litiasini in Lalomanu. You will enjoy a 2-hour ride without any hassle and arrive at Litiasini Beach Resort safe and sound. Litiasini tour the island. At Litiasini, we bring you the best activities and attractions in Samoa, local life and culture. No trip to Samoa is complete without experiencing the local culture and environment. Join us on a Litia tour and let us guide you through scenic highlights and teach you about our traditional art and everyday life in Samoa. We pride ourselves on our unique and authentic tours that let you immerse yourself in Samoan life. You won't get any closer than this. A fabulous opportunity for you to experience Samoan culture and community values firsthand. Learn to be a Samoan master chef by learning to prepare traditional lunch, tackle the art of Samoan weaving, then take a stroll through the gorgeous Lalomanu village. During this tour, you will get to help prepare and cook a traditional earth oven lunch, make fresh coconut cream, learn how to weave with coconut fronds, enjoy a meal, then take a stroll through the beautiful village of Lalomanu. For Litia's Volcanic Crater Tour, explore the heights of Lalomanu, tracing up the luscious green mountain that overlooks the district of Alipata. Enjoy the beautiful views of numerous small islands surrounded by clear blue waters. Next, visit a local plantation where you experience traditional food gathering and production and get a taste of the local produce. The highlights for this tour will be bushwalk, visit the endangered Samoan flying foxes, plant taro, coconut tree climbing, and to learn how to husk a coconut. For Litiasini tours, they offer a combined day tour to North and South Coast. An exciting tour featuring the scenic highlights of Samoa. Experience the natural beauty of the island from waterfalls to carving. We stopped at various tourist attractions around the island of Upolu. Highlights of the North Coast, you will get to see the Afalilo Dam and then to the Lemafa Pass, beautiful scenery, beautiful view like a pool, Apia Hapa Samoa Tourism Cultural Village Tour, fish market and flea market in Apia, Palolo Marine Reserve for snorkeling. Highlights of the South Coast will be Paradise Coast, Tosua Ocean Trench, waterfalls. You will get to visit the Sopoanga and Papaitai waterfalls, and to Robert Louis Stevenson Museum. These tours can be booked at our reception upon arrival, so please ask us for options questions once you are here. Please note that we require a minimum of 4 people to run a tour. So this tour is 199 tala per person, and it includes lunch and entry fees to all attraction sites. The foundation of Litia Beach Resort is family, and today we share with you the detailed information about our services and hope to see you in beautiful Samoa and join us on a cultural experience and a journey of discovery filled with laughter, love, and togetherness. So if you have any further information about Litia Sini Tours, please feel free to email Litia Sini at reservations@litiasinibeach.ws. So thank you for your time and for joining us today. Hope you all have a fabulous day and God bless. Faktai.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Tia. So with that, we're going to go ahead and open it up to questions. And I do just want to let everyone know, I will be following up, as mentioned, with the link to the recorded webinar, as well as with additional information from both Manoa Tours as well as Litia Sini, just to give you some additional information. And I'll also follow up with the contact details for both as well. We did have one question for Manoa Tours. We had an inquiry as to whether you can combine a surf and snorkel trip. For instance, if the husband is a surfer and the wife would like to snorkel while he's out, is that an option?
Thanks for the question. Yes, definitely. We do that quite often because we get a lot of honeymooners, and usually we'll have one partner who is a surfer, and sometimes the wife or whoever is the non-surfer wants to come along. And since all surf in Samoa is over the reef, usually the channel where we put the boat is great for snorkeling. So we can bring along some snorkel gear, and we can also have, you know, the wife or whoever it is, the non-surfer, can snorkel, or we can bring along some boogie boards, things like that, to float in the channel and snorkel and enjoy the view, take some photos of the surfers as well if they want while the boys surf. So that's no problem at all. We do that quite often. Thanks for the question.
Fantastic. And we did actually have another question for you guys as well, which is great. So for the hikes, how long are they, and what is the level of activity required?
Well, we offer. So there's a few. There's one along the south coast, the coastal cliff hike, which is relatively every guest beforehand to assess how they feel and what activity level they're looking for. There's some hikes that are relatively not too stressful, but every hike requires some level of activity and just awareness in general because, for example, the coastal cliff hike, you are hiking along lava cliffs, so people do have to be in general a bit fit and active and outdoorsy and ready for, you know, a little bit of adventure. So we just chat with everybody beforehand and assess, you know, what kind of level they're looking for. We also do the Lake Lanato'o hike, so that's for a bit of a higher level of adventure, I would say, because the trail can be so it's good if people are comfortable getting muddy and getting a bit of a workout. So there's a variety. We hike just above the Robert Louis Museum up to his tomb, and that's a good one. People don't necessarily need a guide for that, but we do recommend. That's a great sure that that family is comfortable with their kids being out on the boat. And if, we get some young surfers coming out, it just depends on their ability level. So we just make sure that the family's comfortable with that.
Fantastic. Thank you guys so much for that. And then we did have one question for Lee Tiasini. So Tia, they just wanted to know, when they're staying at the property, is it's located on Lalumanu, so has its area on the beach, correct? So they can head straight out from the property and snorkel or head to Lalumanu.
Sorry, Amanda, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, no worries. So they were just wondering about the location of the property. So it's located down near Lalumanu Beach, and they can just, for clients that are visiting, they can just head straight out onto Lalumanu Beach from the property, correct? So it's right on the main beach down there.
Yes. Lee Tiasini Beach Resort is located right on the Lalumanu Beach. So that beach is one of the famous spot for snorkeling and scuba diving. So it's a really beautiful beach right in front of the Lee Tiasini Beach Resort.
Fantastic. Thanks so much. And one other thing I will just note to anyone listening as well, the one great thing about Lee Tiasini, the property as well, is it has that very traditional Samoan Way feel, but it's really been upgraded so your clients get that en-suite, they get a really comfortable room, and like Tia just mentioned, the location is quite spectacular. So of course, if you do have any other questions, we have a couple more that just popped through. So we did have a question about the airport code. So when they're flying into Samoa, the International Airport is APW. So it will show up as Apia when they type it in. As the airport is located just a bit on the corner of the northwest coast, it is about a 25 to 35-minute drive. To get a feel for what they can offer your clients. And we'll send through information about the accommodation as well for Lee Tiasini. So if you have any more questions for any of our presenters, I will give you their contact details, so please do feel free to follow up with them directly or to reach out to myself, and all of our contact details are currently on screen at the moment. So again, as mentioned, please do not hesitate to reach out. And with that, I want to say a big thank you to our presenters who have joined us for today's presentation all the way from Apia. So thank you all very much. And I want to thank all the agents again who have taken time out of their day to join as well. So thank you, everyone. Have a fantastic day.
Thank you, Amanda.
Thanks, Amanda.
Thanks, Amanda.
Thank you, guys.